Hello again.
Hi.
Hope y'all had a good Divine Mercy Sunday. And now we're back again for this week with another video.
Woo-woo.
But first, we gotta give a shout out to the people who won last
week.
So a shout out to Annie Thomas,
Woo, 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 woo.
Patrick Hernandez,
Woo, 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 woo.
and Andrew Hernandez.
Woo, 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 woo.
Thank y'all for participating in that game, and y'all have won yourselves a journal that, again, I didn't bring. So contact us at the parish office so that way y'all can get y'all's prize and we can get them to y'all.
Yeah.
So good job, y'all.
Yeah, good job, guys. Hopefully you guys have had a good week and a good time enjoying yourselves, enjoying this Easter season continuing. Hopefully you guys are all keeping it strong and keeping it going.
For sure.
We're trying.
'Cause
it's getting tougher.
it's getting tougher, but hopefully we're on the road to recovery.
Hopefully.
So we'll see. And I guess we'll go ahead and get started with today's video. We'll do high-lows like we usually do, and then we'll get started with our game and jump into today's youth night and all that kind of fun stuff. Just a reminder to everyone who is watching, all teens are allowed to participate into our youth nights, so you do not have to be a member of Christ the King Cathedral to win a prize.
So please, go ahead and share this. If you are a Christ the King member, share it on your page, share it with everybody. To anybody who isn't part of Christ the King but you're watching this, you're more than welcome to participate. Share it with your friends and your family. We want to be able to involve anybody and everybody.
For sure. So help us reach as many people as we can during these times.
For sure.
Cool. So let's get kicked off with our high-lows. But first, today is Wednesday, guys, whenever we're recording this, and I have to give a huge shout-out to my best friend because it is her birthday!
Wow, wow, wow!
She's
Thank
old.
you. Okay, well, getting there.
She turned a big 2-6.
2-6. I know I look 12, but it's working in my favor. So, well, thank you.
So, if y'all want to comment happy birthday to Lourdes also down below, because it's her birthday and we're recording this thing. So.
We're recording this. This is my birthday so far. It's been a very good day so far.
So we'll kick it off with our high-lows for ourselves, and then y'all comment y'all's high-lows as well. So, do you want to go first?
Sure. He's always asking me to go first.
I was about to say, do you want me to go first? I was going to say the same thing, like...
I had to quickly think.
You always go first.
You can go first this time.
Okay, I'll go first. My low is... I have to go grocery shopping today. So, that was kind of a low, I guess. I didn't really want to go out, but I went grocery shopping, so that's good. My high is I get to see Lourdes for her birthday. We were able to spend a little bit of time together as friends and enjoy that, so there's that.
My low would probably be... I'm not sure if I have like a specific low. Everything's been pretty good so far. My high would definitely be today. Even though we're all stuck in quarantine and can't really go anywhere, still trying to make the best of today. And so far it's been really, really well. Andrew greeted me immediately with excitement. As soon as I saw him, he was like driving away and he was like, "Come here," and I was like, "Are we going on a mission? Like, what's going on?" And he's like, "I'm gonna go take you to go get Taco Bell for your birthday."
I did.
So that was a cool surprise. I wasn't expecting that, and I love Taco Bell, so I really appreciate him taking time to celebrate with me and spend some time with me. That's been that's probably been my high so far. And receiving messages from my friends, my family all day today. It's been really good.
Cool. Okay, so comment y'all's highs and lows on whatever social media platform you're watching this. It doesn't just have to be on Facebook, guys. We post it to Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So y'all can comment on any of those medias and eligible to participate. So please comment on whatever you're watching this on.
Wherever you're watching it at. And we'll look at it. We'll reply, we'll like, we'll share, whatever we need to do.
Christ the King Cathedral Youth Ministry will reach out to you.
Don't think we won't reply. We will reply.
And we will comment.
We will comment.
Okay. So, we'll go ahead and get started with today's game. It's a game of Guess Who, Celebrity Edition. So, the prizes for this week, I guess we'll introduce the prizes first, and then we'll jump into the explanation of the game. So this week, you have a chance. We'll do the same thing as last week. 4 winners, the top 4 people to respond. The top 4 people to have the highest score, I guess.
If you get the most.
Get the most
guesses
correct.
right.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so the top 4 will get a Sonic gift card. So.
Hey, it's your chance to be like, hey, Mom, I know we can't go inside, but luckily for us, Sonic is a drive-through.
You can get a slushy ice cream meal. Whatever.
Stay in the car and be safe and enjoy a cool Sunday, or something.
Whatever you'd want to share with your family or for yourself.
Or for yourself. You just want to be selfish. Spend it all on yourself.
But we'll give away 4 Sonic gift cards. So please participate and enter for a chance to win a Sonic gift card. So today's game is Guess Who, Celebrity Edition. We have a list of celebrities, and the way this game is going to go is we will give you some pretty random, fun, interesting facts about these celebrities, and it's your job to comment and guess who each one is. Same way that we did the last time, you'll just 1, 2, 3, 4, and put what celebrity you think we're talking about. This will go to the top 4 people, the first ones to respond, and all that kind of stuff. So try your best.
We tried our hardest to find good, interesting facts that wouldn't give it away.
No cheating.
No cheating. Honor system.
We're watching you.
He's
watching you.
He's watching you.
The angels and saints are watching you.
They're holding you accountable.
So. Okay, so we'll jump in and start this game of Guess Who?
Guess Who?
So, I'll be the first one. Okay. So this celebrity, number 1.
Number 1.
This celebrity is 30 years old. They have a 350-page novel, unpublished.
An unpublished novel.
Who could it be?
Who could it be?
Their favorite clothing item? Cowboy boots. And their favorite dessert, or I guess food item, is cheesecake.
Who is it?
Comment who you think it is.
Who do you think it is?
Okay, so I'll give you a little time to ponder it over. No cheating. Don't be pausing this video right now.
I acted like.
Oh, like you paused it,
like
just in case if you did pause it, then you didn't miss anything.
And then it's not a glitch. I just.
Okay. So number 2.
Number 2. Okay. Number 2 is the oldest of 4. So out of 4 people,
He's number 1.
Yeah, he's number 1. He or she. However you want to take that. They were diagnosed with dyslexia at a young age, and they were in a musical at a young age as well. That's how they got their first break in acting. And they also love to play golf. So, who do you think that is? Those are some really vague, facts. I'm reading them out loud, but it's because, at the time we knew who they were, so we're like, oh yeah, that would be great. Wow.
And now we realize there could be a lot of
options out there.
Musical people. So good luck with that one. Again, no cheating.
No cheating.
If it helps, I guess they're pretty trending. I guess. I don't know.
They're pretty trending. They're not unknown people. You know who they are.
You know who they are. Okay, the next one. This celebrity is 28 years old. Was raised in a Catholic household. Wow! Famous people are Catholic too? Yeah, they are. Sorry, this handwriting's really bad.
It's mine. That's really rude.
Oh,
What is
the
it?
zodiac sign? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, the zodiac sign is Sagittarius. So I think that's the month of November. Or some other.
I know mine. I don't know anybody else's.
I don't know mine. But I might be wrong, so don't quote me on that. And this celebrity is not Josh Hutcherson.
So, if you were thinking it was Josh Hutcherson, it's not him.
Hint, hint, maybe. I don't know.
Hint, hint, wink, wink.
It is not Peter Malak of the Hunger Games.
Could be anybody. Whole range of celebrities on there, so you never know. Okay. Are we ready for number 3?
Sure. No,
Okay.
this would be 4.
No, this is number 3. Oh yeah, no, you're right.
This is number 4.
I'm sorry, number 4. We're done. I'm done.
Everyone's rewinding. Did I miss one?
What? We're on number 4. You're right. Okay. Number 4. 21 years old. Loves Harry Potter. Big Harry Potter fan.
Wow.
Favorite color is blue. And they are allergic to mosquitoes.
Sounds like every other
Okay.
21-year-old.
I mean, yeah. Pretty simple fact.
Sorry, guys. If you need to cheat a little bit, I guess it's gonna be okay.
I think you'll be fine. You should know.
It's for fun. Okay, the next one. This celebrity is a vegan. Wow, they don't eat meat or any animal products.
Is that what vegan is?
Yes. I was thinking, I thought you were questioning me.
I didn't know.
No, vegans do not eat any animal products. They probably don't do other stuff, but that's the main one, I think. Their favorite Disney character is Peter Pan.
Okay.
The celebrity loves Brazil's football team. And as of right now, they currently don't know how to ride a bike or drive. So how are they getting around? We don't know.
Uber.
Oh yeah, Uber's a Lyft, chauffeur,
bodyguard. Many ways. Walking.
Oh yeah, the main transportation.
Main way.
Maybe they have a scooter since they don't know how to ride a bike.
They were like, scooter's my phone. Yeah. What else?
This one's number 6.
Number 6? Yeah. Okay. They went to a prestigious dragon school. That's a real thing.
Game of Thrones.
It's that's a real thing. They are an advocate for women. Woot woot. I can't even remember.
Very bad handwriting.
Oh, they passed their driver's test on the first try.
Kudos to that person.
Yeah.
Only took once to get that license.
They're like, boom, got it. And they are a yoga and meditation instructor.
Namaste.
Cool. Very insightful person. I mean, they went to dragon school, so.
Very calming. Okay. This celebrity, or famous person, worked as a bouncer at one point in their life.
You don't know what a bouncer
That's
is?
what I was just about to clarify. You don't know what a bouncer is? That's like the bodyguard for like a club or something.
Yeah, like they make sure that like the people who
Or a dance or
Yeah, for, like,
something.
a dance.
They're like, okay, you can go in.
you can go in, or you're not old enough to go in, you know, or if somebody's causing trouble, I gotta go, you know, take care of that.
There's that. In their early years, they loved dancing the tango. I'm sure they probably still love the tango, but they don't probably do it as much. But in their early years, they loved dancing the tango. They used to teach high school chemistry.
What? Tango and chemistry. Who'd have thought that?
Those two just go together. And then the last one is they're missing a lung.
And they still dance the tango.
Wow.
He was like, that's okay. Still got it.
He can still breathe.
Can still breathe.
So, who do y'all think that is? Comment.
Comment. Let us know. See if you figured it out. Okay? This is number 8. They are a big fan of Celine Dion, which I'm sure is quite a few people. I love Celine Dion.
She sang the Titanic.
Yeah, she sang the Titanic song, if you don't know who Celine Dion is. She's also got many other great songs, but that's the one she's most known for, yes. Not she. They,
y'all take that hint if you want it or not, but I can probably tell you it's not a she. We are not reverse psychology you right now. This person,
yeah, Annie! Shout out to Annie!
Yeah, shout out to Annie who thought we were reverse psychology the last
The
time.
last game.
This person is not a she.
We're not doing that now. So.
Or is she? Who knows?
They cut off their eyebrows as a kid. So, that's interesting. I would not have the guts to take scissors to my eyebrows. That sounds terrifying. And they had their appendix removed.
No appendix.
No appendix.
These celebrities and their missing organs.
They're just like, no, I don't need them. And the last fact is their favorite city is London. Would love to visit London one day. Maybe I would know. Say I love London too.
Okay. Who do you think
Who do you think that is?
That could honestly be you and me if it was. It doesn't have to be a celebrity because he's, again.
I was thinking about Celine Dion, so when I was moving on to the next fact, my immediate thing was to say she. I was like...
So again, y'all take that. We're giving you a hint right now. It is not a she.
It is not a she.
But if you choose to...
Yeah, but if you choose to take that as like us being like, oh no, they're messing with me, it's gotta be a she.
Then
like,
you take it however you want to.
You do with that info what you need.
Just so you know, lying is against the Ten Commandments.
Yeah.
So, we will not lie to you. Okay. I was about to read the name. Sorry, my bad. This celebrity released their own album. Like a lot of celebrities probably
celebrities have done that. Okay.
But they did. Again, these are the hints we came up with, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, they collect sports cars, study ballet, and knows martial arts.
Jackie Chan.
How'd you know? Not Jackie Chan.
It might not be Jackie Chan.
Okay.
Jackie Chan.
So comment who you think that one is.
Jackie Chan sings too.
Interesting.
Yeah, he went to sing on Ellen.
Does he have sports cars?
I don't know.
Might not be Jackie.
Might not be Jackie Chan. I don't know. Could be anybody. Okay, last one. This person was once a salesperson and a bartender / waitress, waiter. Andrew said to be gender neutral when we listed things like that.
That way we don't give away any hints.
So
So.
they were a salesperson and a bartender and a waiter / waitress in their early years. They are related to Madonna, which we learned a lot of people are related to Madonna.
Found that out too.
She's got a big family up in Hollywood. She or he is vegan. So, okay. And they are 55 years old.
Who do you think that is? We just throwing out celebrities' ages like nothing.
Yeah. In case that helps. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Who knows? So, those are the 10 celebrities we've chosen. Hopefully you guys, if you need to go back and take some time to hear the facts again so you could try and figure out who's who, do so. Comment your answers wherever you're watching, if it's on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Make sure you leave a comment of what you think your answers are. And then, as we did last week, Andrew and I will take a look, see what you got right, what you got wrong, and see if you want a Sonic gift card.
That's right, because who does not want a Sonic gift card? So, comment what's your name, and yeah,
Let us know.
let us know.
Hopefully you enjoyed the game. Now that, like, we were really thinking of, like, really cool facts as we were writing them down. We were like, oh, this one, and then now that we were reading them out loud, it's like, oh, wow. But we tried to make it,
Try to make it challenging.
challenging. We didn't want to give away, like, a Googleable fact.
A Googleable?
You know what I meant.
We didn't want it to be like, let me just Google this one thing and then find out. So, I'm sure if you do very good Googling, you can probably get some of these answers. But we also tried Googling it.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure if you were to just be like, you know what, let me open Google and let me type in 30 years old,
Celebrity?
350-page novel, wears boots and loves cheesecake. I mean, I don't really think you're going to get any better. Because we tried.
We did.
We're not dumb.
We know.
Yeah, we know how Google works.
But do whatever you have to do to get these answers down and be one of the first ones to comment.
Yeah.
So, ask your friends, ask your family, ask your whoever. You know, maybe not ask your friends because they might give you the wrong answer if they are also trying to win a Sonic gift card.
That's true.
So, I think that wraps up that game. Cool. Okay, so, hope y'all enjoyed it. Now we're going to jump into our youth night.
Woo-hoo!
So, you know, taking a look at today's readings and everything, I think whenever the first reading was from Acts, and I don't remember where the second reading's from.
I think it's from Peter.
Was it Acts and Peter?
I think so.
That's probably right. Okay, so, you know, after reviewing today's readings, me and Lourdes looked at it, and, you know, the first and second reading, it kind of reiterates everything that we've discussed so far. The first reading was lengthy, and it talked about God again revealing who His Son was, and who He is, and who God is as a person that we can relate to. You know, and then in the second reading, it does the same thing where it also reveals who God is and the path that He shows, the path that He wants us on, and the path that He wishes for us. And I think, you know, again, and I don't want these youth nights to become redundant where it's like we're focused on today's time or what's going on now. But I think it's just relevant with what's happening is because, you know, does our idea of God change in times like this? Do we see God in a different way, or do we relate to Him in a different way in times like this? And that kind of leads us into our activity for later, but I want to leave y'all with that question right now. Is how's my relationship with God going as of right now? You know, if I look at the reading of Acts, am I still proclaiming that? What they were proclaiming in Acts? Am I proclaiming that right now? You know, am I saying, you know, God is wonderful? You know, Jesus released me from my sins. You know, Jesus died for me because He loved me. Am I saying all those same things right now? And I think it's time to, and I think it's something that we can reflect on. It that God is calling us to remember those things. God is calling us to reflect on those items as of right now. You want to share a couple of thoughts?
Yeah, I really I like the reiteration. Sometimes we don't like that, but I like the reiteration in the first and second readings about they're really taking the time to remind us, like, hey, like, Jesus is risen from the dead, like He said He would, and we have to remember that God has also promised that to us. You know, the first reading talked about the prophet David and how he also was fulfilling that promise, you know. And then Peter talks about it, and Peter was like, we have, you know, his gravesite to this day. This idea that through Christ's death and through His resurrection, we are given new life as well. And I think that was a really nice. It's good to reiterate that, at least in my head, because we're supposed to be in a joyful time. Easter is completely joyful. We're supposed to be all kinds of happy, and like Andrew says, circumstances happening around us kind of make that difficult. And it was good to see and hear from the prophets, and to read in the readings again, like this reminder that the people are like, hey, like, don't forget that. You know, that wasn't a joke, that wasn't a prank, that wasn't something that Jesus, you know, tried to do and then didn't happen. He did do it. God promised us new life. God promised us salvation, and with Jesus, He fulfilled that. So we have to remember to give Him all our praise. We have to remember to stick in God's word and to stick in our faith, and remember that one day we will die, but we will be given new life, and we will be raised from the dead just as Jesus was. And I think it was just a really good reiteration. And I know sometimes you can read that and you're like, oh my gosh, like we get it. Jesus is alive. Like we talked about that last week. Like, and then the week before that, Jesus is risen. We get it. But I think what's really trying to be relayed across the whole board is just that it's mind-blowing, I think, at least in my head, is that, in this time period, everybody's talking about it. Everybody's thinking like, I'm sure there were people who were like, did he though? Like, the only people who've ever seen him have been like his followers. Like, how do we know they're not just crazy and they're making it up? Or how do we know that did he even really die? All these things that are probably circling, all these questions, all these rumors. And you get like, when you get the Acts of the Apostles, you get Peter, you get the prophets who are continually saying, no, like, it was real, it was true. What the prophets said years and years ago about him, it came true. So, I just think it was a really nice, as redundant as it can feel like, it was a good reiteration to hear.
For sure. Okay. And then we enter the gospel. And the gospel was the walk to Emmaus, the road to Emmaus. And I like this gospel because I feel like we get a lot like this at times. So the gospel starts off and it talks about the two disciples walking and this third person joining them, and they kind of, I don't want to call it gossiping, but they're kind of talking about what's going on, right? What's happening, and the third person was Jesus, but the disciples don't see that, and then he's like, well, what's going on? And they start explaining to him, well, haven't you heard, like, this happened, like, Jesus, he died, and he was put in this tomb, and then these two maids went to go to the tomb, and they say he wasn't there, so then we went to the tomb, and he wasn't there, so we don't know what's going on, but Jesus isn't in the tomb. And then, to Jesus, again, he's appearing to them as a stranger, he starts sharing the scriptures with them. He's like, well, don't you remember, like, what all these prophets said? Don't you know, like, this is what's going to happen? Like, didn't he say he was going to rise? He was going to be risen? And then they're like, yeah, sure. And then they keep on walking. And then they tell him, well, why don't you come eat with us? And it wasn't until, like, they broke bread, whenever Jesus broke bread for them, wherever they were eating, where they finally, like that, it says in the gospel that their eyes were open and they realized who they were sitting with. But in that moment, he, like, vanished. And there's this one line in the gospel where it talks about how did our hearts not feel the fire of his presence, or how did they not feel the fire whenever he was teaching them scriptures. And I thoroughly like this part because it was like, we can be like this all the time. What in our life becomes kind of distracting, where we end up forgetting, we don't have the same passion towards God and to Christ as what we usually do. And I use this example whenever I was discussing this with one of our other, with our CFF director, whenever I was talking with her, I used the example of retreats. I love working retreats. I love being a part of retreats. I loved attending retreats whenever I was in high school and things like that. And it was this fire that always built up whenever I would work one or attend one, or be able to just be around other teens to celebrate their faith. I loved that. And whenever I would leave a retreat, like, I was on fire and it was great, and it was this amazing feeling. But as my life, as days would pass from the retreat, that fire kind of dwindled. It wasn't that I loved God any less, but it was the fact that I let everything outside start kind of, kind of block, that love a little bit. Because when you're in a retreat, you're away from everything. So that's the way I picture these disciples in this moment. Like, whenever they were with God, like, it was that fiery moment. But as things happened, like, they slowly kind of forgot to realize everything that God told them and what Jesus told them, until they realized it again, where they're like, oh snap, this is what happened.
Yeah, that's a really good insight. I like that a lot. I love the gospel because I always picture like a lot like lately the gospels are something that I always like try to picture that I'm like, okay, how would I have reacted? Like if I was walking with my friend, like if Andrew and I were walking somewhere and we'd heard something like this, we were like, oh, like Jesus is like, is he alive? Is he gone? Did they steal his body? Is that why it's not there? Like what's going on? And then to have this like stranger come up and he asks like, what's going on? Like what y'all talking about? And for us to be like, you mean you haven't heard? Like it'd be like if you were to go out and someone was to ask you like, why are all the businesses closed? Why are people wearing masks? And why do we have to stay 6 feet away from each other? And you're like, you seriously haven't heard of this pandemic that's happening? Are you living under a rock or what's going on? It's like that. Like the two men that he comes across, they were like, have you not heard what's been going on, dude? Like, you know, and like Andrew explained, they tell him what's been going on, and Jesus is like, come on, guys, like, can't you continue to have the faith in what the prophet said that, you know, he was supposed to suffer, he was supposed to die, he was supposed to come back, and I like that by the end of that entire experience that they have with Jesus, that they go from, you know, doubting and questioning and trying to figure everything out to encountering Jesus and having this moment with him. So by the end of it, that I love when they tell each other that as soon as Jesus has vanished, that they admit to each other, they're like, didn't we feel this burning in our hearts? Like they knew. They knew something had been going on because they felt it in their gut. And it wasn't until Jesus reveals it to them that Jesus is like, look, it's true. Here's what's been going on. The whole culmination of what the first and second readings are trying to iterate to ourselves, Jesus brings that to life in that gospel. And I really just like that story because, you know, we try to take away, we're trying our hardest to get things back to normal right now. We're trying our hardest to see how much longer we can wait this out, how much longer can we go without physically seeing each other, without hanging out or doing whatever it is we were used to doing. Jesus is asking us, hey, can you still follow me in this moment? Things are hard. I know that things kind of suck. I get that. But have this encounter moment with me. You know, because we're kind of like stuck in that moment right now where those two men are, where those disciples were like, you know, everybody's, you know, there are some people out there who are having great relationships in their faith that they're like, they have no dwindle or doubt at all in their faith. I was talking to my mom actually yesterday, and my mom is so deeply rooted in her faith that you ask her at all, like if you were to ever ask her, you know, does this virus scare you at all? Her immediate answer is no, because I have something bigger than this virus, and that's my faith in my God. Like that's her immediate answer. And so, you know, there are more people like that who are so deeply rooted in their faith and in their strength in that faith that they're like, I don't have a reason to doubt it. I don't have a reason to question it. But then there are a lot of us, and probably a lot of you guys at home, who are probably the very opposite of that, who are just exactly like those two disciples, who are questioning things, who are trying to figure things out, and it just kind of feels like you're up in the air with a lot of things. So we're waiting to have this encounter with Jesus. And luckily for us, in this Easter season, we can have an encounter with him. You know, though we can't physically receive him yet, we can't, you know, go adore him in the chapel or in adoration, we can still have him in our hearts and in our homes. That Andrew did this really, really great comparison when this whole pandemic first started about how though we can't receive Jesus physically at Mass, we can receive him through each other. And that is something he said that has absolutely just stuck with me this entire time. Is that when I get to that moment like those disciples are, where things are up in the air, I remember that I can still have this encounter with Jesus through the people I meet. You know, when I get to hang out with Andrew and Damaris, or when I get to see my coworkers or my other friends. And so that it's just like a whole circle coming together, and I really like that about this gospel, is that Jesus gives them this encounter, and then their lives are completely changed, and their faith is strengthened again by the end of it. So, I really like that.
Sure. Oh, cool. Tell us what y'all's thoughts were. Let us know, and we will love to share with you. We'd love to talk about it with you.
Yeah.
And hear y'all's thoughts. You know, again, this is a difficult time for everybody, and I think this gospel, you know, fits the bill with everything going on. Of how many times we do feel that strain of the relationship with Christ. It's like, I'm here and I'm present, and you know, I just need you to dig at that, see that fire that's in your heart, and know that I'm with you through it all. Cool. So again, comment and let us know y'all's thoughts. Lourdes is actually going to share today's activity on a way that you can participate with today's readings.
Yeah. So the activity that we've decided for you guys today is we want to make have a reflection time. that we hopefully you guys can take and reflect on, obviously. So what we want you to do is, if you need to write it down, hopefully write it down. I think writing it down would help a lot. But take some time to reflect on what your life was like before. I guess what we would want to say is like before all of like this stuff happened. Where were you at in your faith? Were you in a good standing relationship with Jesus? Were you and Jesus like, hey, we homies, we Gucci, everything's great? Maybe you were kind of like, I was kind of trying to figure out my relationship with Jesus. Where were you at? What was that like before all of this happened? When you could still go to mass, when you could still go to adoration, when you could still physically attend youth group with us, and things like that. How was your faith going? And then we want you to, after you reflected on that, how can you reflect on where you're encountering Jesus now? Where is Jesus calling you to say, hey, like Andrew said, find that fire that's still there, because the fire will never go out. Where are you encountering Jesus now? Is it through your friends and your family at home? Is it through maybe your classroom meetings for school? Is it, when you go, maybe when you encounter somebody at the store because you quickly went to the store with your mom or dad and you got to engage with someone else? Where are you encountering Jesus at all? And then finally, after you reflected on those two moments, reflect on where you can go. Where is Jesus? Where can I take this now? Because maybe it's a time for you to be like, hey, I actually haven't taken any time to sit and talk with Jesus during this whole thing, because I kind of just feel like, I'm too busy worrying about having nothing to do or going crazy, being stuck inside all the time, that I've just kind of put Jesus off to the side. Maybe this is your time to reflect and be like, hey, sorry, I actually haven't spoken to Jesus in a minute. Let me find a way to start talking to him again. So we want you to be able to reflect on those three moments. So where were you at before in your relationship with Christ? Where are you encountering him now in the middle of all this stuff? And where can it go? Because we don't want you guys to think that just because you're stuck inside at home all the time, that it doesn't mean that your relationship with Jesus can diminish or falter. Jesus didn't have Wi-Fi either, but he still found ways to engage with the people and show them the Father's love. So he wants to be able to tell you, hey, this can still work. Me and you can still do this. So take your time and reflect on it. Hopefully you guys can share that with us. If you can comment, you don't have to give us a full oh, this is deeply what I wrote. If you want to just give us a quick here's what I was feeling, or here's what I was thinking on these three reflections that I was looking at, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear what you guys are thinking.
We'd love to pray with you.
Yeah, we'd love to pray with you in that as well. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to know that your relationship with Jesus maybe has gotten stagnant. That's okay. We want to remind you guys that it's okay to be in that, and we are here to help you get out of that. So.
For sure. So that's the activity. Again, we'd love to be a part of the activity with y'all. So however y'all see necessary, reach out to us. Because again, Lourdes and I would love to help you through whatever you're going through. We'd love to pray with you about it. Because that's what we're here for. That's what we are called to do as youth ministers and to help serve. So I think that kind of wraps up today's video.
Yeah.
Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Hopefully y'all are able to take something away from it and share with your friends, family, whoever you are encountering, your siblings, whoever you're encountering right now, and able to interact with them. I think that's it. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No. It's great talking to you guys again.
Always great to film these and way to reach out to y'all. So other than that, we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.